That is rather intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah, completely, man. Like, that's absolutely frightening.
Yeah,
if you're up to shooting, James, this is probably the scariest. Is this the scariest thing we're going to do?
Yes.
This is the scariest thing we're going to do today.
Mountain flying can be a scary prospect, but with good training and preparation, you can mitigate the risks.
I want to talk a little bit about mountain currents, like the air currents, and the way you want to think about it, the way you want to try to start to see the air is really like water. And if you had access to a river and the river had rocks in it, just stare at the river. And what you'll find is the water, as it hits the rocks, it goes up on the front side of the rock, down on the back side of the rock, and it gets accelerated over the top. And then somewhere downstream, about a foot or so, it does this little turbulent eddy. When water gets squeezed in between two big rocks, it just accelerates, right? There's two secrets to flying safely around mountains. One is starting to see the air that way. The other is knowing when to call it quits. So if the air is starting to move around 20, 25 knots, then we're not going to be flying at ridge level. And the reason is, like we said, it accelerates. So it's not like you're dealing with 25 knots of wind. You're going to go through a pass where that 25 knots is squeezed into this little gap and becomes 50 knots of wind from all different directions and turbulent eddies, and that's not stuff you want to deal with.
We applied our training on this weekend course. This fairly epic route through the mountains was the exercise on day 2. I flew the first leg in the back seat with James. I'd be left seat for the return trip home after lunch. The group split up into various planes and we flew loose formation. Rich took the left seat initially.
And TFP crew 1713 Charlie decided to cut south of Highland Peak due to winds, just FYI. All right, and keep us around 110 for maneuvering speed.
Yeah, okay.
So it's one thing to read about mountain passes and the way the air moves, but to get out there, to see peaks that are higher than the altitude you're flying at, and really feel the wind moving around. I think one of the things Richard really came away with was, okay, at 20 or 25 knots of wind at ridge level, this is not something I want to mess around with.
Okay, so keep my line though, or what do you want to do?
I don't know, I want to modify based on what you see. I want to go around the south side of Highland, based on what we see and feel. You copy? So we're about to come around the leeward side of a mountain like that, feeling what we feel.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. And so this way we're on the right side, the correct side.
That's right. You can see it here. You're going to go around the back side.
There's always a moment in this 182, which is a pretty big motor for a lot of folks. They're in a full power climb at the best rate of climb, and they're looking at the vertical speed, and we're going down.
I'm pitched up. Well,
Still descending in a pitch up?
Yep, that's correct. We're in a big downdraft here. We're kind of in the washing machine.
Yeah.
That's always a powerful moment. People say, wow, okay, the wind is moving around out here enough that my plane may not be able to outclimb some of the currents that exist.
You just try to imagine that water.
Yeah.
Like the number of hours you've stared at a river directly correlates to your ability to see this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You're right there. Slow down a bit. Slow down, please. Power back.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Good. We could probably fly this peak at ridge level, and then we'll start a little bit of a climb, go for 11.5.
It's only 76 up here at 6,000.
This is a perfect cross. You want to stay a little bit closer to that side. The winds are off the right at 25 off this ridge.
Right.
Crossing the ridge line. If that's the ridge line and the wind is over here, I'm on the good side, right? Because I expect that I'm going to see updrafts. But either way, I cross this ridge at a 45-degree angle with the idea that if something unusual happens, as I get close, I'm wrong about the winds or they shift, and all of a sudden that terrain starts coming up at me, I can just fall off to lowering terrain without having to do a 180-degree turn.
The best way that I look at that is when I'm crossing a ridge, I always assume I'm not going to make it.
Yeah. Particularly true if I'm crossing from the downwind side. So in this situation, I would expect downdrafts, right? I would expect that as I get close to this ridge, getting some turbulence, then I get downdrafts. So definitely want to be at a 45-degree angle so that you can fall away to lowering terrain.
So we have a crosswind from the right.
Yeah.
25 knots right over that peak, so we're trying to hug the left side over here.
This trip yielded amazing footage, but it was a challenging environment to film in.
It's going to be bumpy on the back side of this ridge right here.
Sure, we get the little washing machine there. Right?
Yep, so keep your power low. Fly your
beautiful. Holy
fly
shit.
your pitch attitudes.
James did an amazing job consistently getting great shots.
I'm sorry if I hit in the face of the camera.
You know your maneuvering speed's 110, so
110, right?
I don't think I got any shots. I can't do this.
But if anything, it's a thing to say it suddenly got bumpy, right?
Yeah.
So I could use it.
Watch your descent, because that's what's getting your airspeed. See that downdraft, 1,000 feet per minute?
I'm gonna just put it down because I'm just banging around at this point. I can't seem to hold a shot even.
Yep, I got GoPro out there.
Looks like there's one waypoint. We may be able to cut that corner a little bit. That's also something I wanted to mention too. This blue line, or anybody's using ForeFlight, it's guidance only, right? Our eyes are outside. We're not flying blue lines into the side of any mountain.
The morning leg took us to Bishop for our lunch stop, but while we were eating, the temperature had risen to 41 degrees Celsius and the winds were 16 gusting 23. It was my job to get us back home over those mountains, and our production gear started failing, and so did poor James.
Okay, I got you reflector ring.
Alright, give me the thing for a second. I don't have it yet.
Oh yeah, okay. Got it?
I need to reset it, so...
Okay, you take it. We got some time. So where's that Box Canyon we were talking about?
So if you were to make this turn, right, you see that's going nowhere.
Right, and you can't outclimb that.
There was a moment with Steve where we came upon Buckeye Pass, and it's a great pass to learn that if you turn the wrong way, you're flying into a box canyon. So as we were coming up on the pass, he got a really good look off the left wing of a canyon that was tempting. But if we flew up it, there was really no out. It was going to be a turnaround and come back.
And I just got a screen grab of that, so just so you know.
Thanks.
The next one, we got to go around this little peak.
Yeah, the one with the lakes is not the right one, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
So we, identified the correct pass. But even as you turn into this mountain pass, below the altitude of the peaks, you still can't quite see where you're going, and you're trusting the sectional chart. And in this case, we had ForeFlight georeferencing, which really helped, but you can kind of see exactly where you are on that chart, and you know that there's a turn at the end of the canyon.
James tried really hard to get the iPad capturing working.
Don't make yourself sick. Do you want me to do that stuff?
Oh man, I just need time to
I just don't want you to look down and then get sick dealing with that.
We just went through Buckeye Pass. If you hug the right side, it's smooth sailing and nice, about 1,300 feet here and there climb.
We filmed this series before we had Bose as a sponsor, and I really wish I could have had James wearing an A20 headset. He has a hilariously large head, and I think the old one we had him wearing was squeezing and making him feel worse.
I just don't want to make James sick, so I'm going to be super gentle.
Alright.
If I get close to this, what can I expect? Should I go the other way?
Downdrafts, yeah, go the other way.
Okay, sorry James, making a turn, you alright?
Okay. I'm gonna need to restart the iPad, Steve.
Okay, well then do it. Okay, so we're just doing a gentle turn here, James.
I got it. But it could be the computer, I've rebooted, it could be, I have no idea. Like I said, everything was hot. This doesn't work, I'm sorry guys, I don't know what else to do. You're gonna have to do screen grabs.
Well, let's get up to altitude though, 11,000 feet, so I need to.
Okay, here we go.
I gotta just take a second.
Yeah, man.
Again, I know to take a second before I get sick.
Okay.
Top flaps all the way open.
Slower.
There we go.
Man, downdraft. Yeah, that's intense, man. We're barely climbing.
Yeah.
So I should just go full power and
Yep.
that's it. That's all she's got.
That's it.
So I was a little gutted that the iPad capture wasn't going to work, but we'd run out of troubleshooting time as the high ground was approaching, so it was time to get back into pilot mode.
So pointing at this, good lord. So how am I getting through this?
There's a pass at the end with a hard left turn.
Wow, so that we know of because of synthetic vision, because I don't believe it. Look at that.
There was a moment where Steve really had to have faith in the chart and in me, and he's saying, is there really a turn up here? And you can see it printed on the chart, there's gonna be a turn.
So screen grab me that.
And you got it. And go to the right side of the canyon, try to surf the updrafts, right?
Roger that.
Watch your altitude. So here's where we're descending in the downdraft. We want to make sure we try to catch those updraft sides. There you go. That's the current we want right there.
Boom. Yeah.
All right?
Wow, it just went from 1,000 feet per minute down to 1,000 feet per minute up.
Yep. That's just the water, the rapids are moving.
So as long as you fly the right parts of the canyon in relation to the wind and you know that pass is there, you're doing something safe. And the line between something safe and something that might have killed you is pretty slim in that case, right? So that was a great learning experience.
All right, you go ahead. Watch your wind drift. So turn up the valley there.
I just want to make sure everybody understands that because I talked about a rock in a river. I meant to talk about air on a mountain. On the windward side, the air currents hit the mountain and go up. So you're gonna have updrafts.
And that's where you want to fly, surfing those updrafts. But if you find yourself on the leeward side in the downdraft, it's inefficient at best while you fight to hold your altitude.
You guys will definitely see that. We saw some of it coming in today where we're trying to climb just to hold our altitude for a second, and then that goes away. That's just it's a downdraft. It's inefficient, slows your ground speed, and can do much worse if you're close to the rocks, like flying close to terrain.
All right, perfect. That is rather intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah, completely, man. Like, that's absolutely frightening. So I don't know, was it where am I turning left? Just through that little nook?
Yeah, that's right, after the end of these crags.
So there's a hole there that is not red or yellow. That tiny little... I got it, okay.
You actually
Stay over on this side, yeah, good.
Get over more?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, yeah, I don't want to be air on the side of being that side.
And you're looking good. There you go, that's the current you want. You feel that?
I do.
Okay, good. And you start to see the pass you're going through?
Yes, I do now, okay.
Okay, good. And watch your wind direction. The G1000 gives us a lot of information on where the wind's coming
So it's
from.
23 headwind-ish?
That's good. So when you turn through that pass, you're going to want to be on the closer to this side so you catch the updraft.
Updraft, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that terrain, so I want to kind of do this.
Excellent, there you go. Good. Stay close to it though. You want to continue to ride this air.
There will be a downdraft coming off of that though.
That's right, yeah, but stay right here on this ridge. Perfect.
This is frightening.
Yeah,
If you're up to shooting, James, this is probably the scariest. Is this the scariest thing we're going to do?
Yes.
This is the scariest thing we're going to do today.
All right, good. Stay close over here. Thank you. All right, good. And when you make this turn through Buckeye Pass, hug that peak sort of on your left there.
We're going to hug the left side,
That's
catch
right.
the updraft.
That's
okay.
right.
Good Lord. Okay, so I got, you see that terrain, I'm starting to lose it.
Yeah, I got it.
So I want to stay close-ish to that and then make the left turn.
You see where we're going now?
I
You
do
see
now.
Okay,
I'm going to get around this side of this snowy peak and stay on.
But yeah, watch this little craggy thing here.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All right, there you go. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, wow. I would never have tried this if I didn't know. Why? Like, do I want to turn into it?
Oh, no, it's coming off those crags to your right.
That's the downdraft?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, let's stay over here on the left
Well,
side.
there's a big updraft, 1,500 feet minute up. You guys remember that movie Krull?
What? Krull, yeah, totally.
Remember this is like the base of the bad guy?
Oh, yeah. Good, right through there.
So I'm going to get ready to make the left.
That's right, and keep on this side right
Gotcha,
here.
yes sir. And I'm going down across the other one and...
To the right, yeah, so stay close over here.
So here we go.
Yep, there you go, good, looking good.
Oh my God. So we're in a downdraft now.
Yep.
I got it.
There you go. And there's your surf air right there.
I feel it, yes sir,
Very
that's
good.
the lift.
And then to the right and around this way.
I wish we were capturing synthetic vision on this. Just keep screen grabbing, I guess.
Getting that screen capture.
Yeah, cool.
Right here in Buckeye Pass. You visual on terrain to your left?
I sure am.
Okay, good. Beautiful, nice job.
Okay, yeah, that was intense.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
This course was amazing and we shot a lot of great footage, so please check out the rest of the episodes. It was entirely thanks to sponsors and supporters that we got this done. And the sponsors are giving away all this amazing stuff each month. Matt won the debrief kit from Cloud Ahoy and all the other prizes from the sponsors. And this month, the featured prize is a Bose A20 headset on top of all the rest of the prizes. Please visit flightshops.com to win and keep your flight chops sharp.
I'm a teacher like through and through. It's what I love to do. I love to help people make connections and I love to watch people make connections. So, you know, whether it's here or back down at sea level, it's just my joy to watch pilots learn and make connections. And there's always magic moments like that. And certainly there were in our plane with Steve and Rich.